Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to be with you all. And I see all the happy birthday love already in the chat. Yes, it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm sorry we're a couple minutes behind, which we never normally are, but I had a little tech issue right now. And I'm just so grateful and so thankful to be here with all of you today. On this day, on the eve of my birthday, we're going to actually do something very special. And I want to thank Mary Teresa which I can't get it on because I can't do it with one hand. Mary Teresa got this We Rise Together bracelet for me and sent it to me for my birthday. And so thank you, Mary Teresa. And if there is anybody here who is brand new and this is your first time at the kingdom, please go ahead and just type in the words "first time" and our entire community will welcome you. Our entire community will welcome you. So yay! Here we are. I'm so excited. I think my audio is being a little funny, but can you guys hear me okay? Is it too loud? Is it too soft? Is everything good? I was having a little tech issue, which is why I was late getting on today. So I love you all so much. And if this is... I am not turning 42. Alonzo said 42. I'm turning 33. Just so everybody knows, I'm turning 33 years old. And if this is your first time, we'll welcome you. We'll welcome you. We'll welcome you. And let's begin. So I have something really fun planned for you all today, which I'm very, 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 very excited about. And here at the Kingdom, for my and all of you who are here for the very first time, we welcome you. And you can see our whole community is welcoming you. Sarah, welcome. Nine, welcome. And what I want you to know is that all beliefs are welcome here. All biologies are welcome here. We believe in the power of music to open our hearts and open our minds. And we believe that wisdom can come from many places. And here at the Kingdom, we believe in an expanded definition of self. And we do not just honor or tolerate each other's differences, but we know that we are stronger because of them, and ultimately that we as a community, we together, all of us together around this world, we rise together. We rise together. And so here in this moment, no matter what kind of anxiety you might be feeling, what kind of decisions you might be needing to make, what kind of choices might be in front of you, I want you to know that, as Oprah always says, there is a supreme calling and destiny on your life. And sometimes we get off track, and sometimes we feel confused. But you do not have to worry, because all of the roads are leading you to the same place. I'm telling myself that this morning as well, as I woke up today with a little bit of anxiety. And, we all experience these things. And what we have to remember is that we come back to our practices. Remember that we are guided. Remember that the universe, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, has a bigger plan than you could ever imagine for yourself. And our job is to get into that flow and remember to be in the heart of service. And so as we go through our sessions today and in every single Sunday, what we do, and this is our 32nd, 33rd. Oh my God, is this our 33rd session on my 33rd birthday? Hold on, I have to check because that would be too good. This is 32. Okay, so we're at 32. I was like, well, that would be cool. Well, on the last day of my 32nd year. And what we do every time is we begin with a poem or music or song, and then we do a prayer. And when we do the prayer, for those of you who it's your first time, I want you to know that I'll give you about 60 seconds of silence to welcome in your own personal prayer. And when you welcome in your own personal prayer, you can do a religious prayer or any other prayer. And then we do a teaching, a practice, a golden nugget, and an action. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. So stay tuned for that. So all of that being said, let us dive in to our prayer. Hey, Alex. Alex is here today, you all. Beautiful. Hands over the heart. Take a full deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And in this moment, I just invite you into your heart. Invite you to remember your power, to remember who you are. To remember that there's a divine force at work greater than you that has a bigger plan for your life than you could ever imagine for yourself. And our job, as Mama O says, is to surrender and find that flow in the heart of service. And so God, Spirit, universe, all that is, all that ever has been, and all that ever will be, we thank you. Thank you for leading us to this moment, here and now. This moment where we have the opportunity to choose. This moment where we have the opportunity to make a change, to make a choice, to trust, and to let go. Thank you for reminding us that this moment here and now is the only moment to be in. Anytime we're in the future or that we're in the past, we're giving up our agency to choose who we want to be and how we want to be and why we want to be in this here now moment. Because the only place, you remind us, Lord, that we can actually make a change is in the now, because even the future becomes now. And when the future becomes now, that's the moment that we need to make the action and make a change. So may we be aligned, and if we're out of alignment, may we be realigned and reintegrated and put back together in the greatest vision of our lives and of the world and of the highest consciousness that we were each put here to be. May we remember to be grateful for where we are now. And may we remember that this is only the beginning. This is your moment now to welcome in your personal prayer. God, Spirit, universe, all that is, all that ever has been, all that ever will be. Thank you for bringing us together here at the kingdom. May we have fun today. May everything that is spoken be illuminating and revolutionary for the soul. So it is. Ashe, Aho, Salam, Amen, Satnam, Om, Shalom. Thank you. Here we are. So today's session, I thought I would do something fun. I've been having fun switching things up with you all. And so we're going to do something a little bit interesting. So here's what we're talking about today. I'm trying to find my little screen. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, is that going? Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. So here's the game plan, y'all. Today's session, because it's the day before my birthday, today's session, I thought we would do something on the power of astrology, which I've never done here before with you all, and it's a big part of my life. It's a huge part of what I do and a lot of my work and with my private clients. Several of you have had private sessions with me. And what we're gonna do today is actually something really different. So first things, I need a couple things in the chat box from you all, okay? The first thing that I wanna know from everybody is where you are coming in from. Because I see we have all these people all over the place. So where are you coming in from today, okay? We'll type that in. The second thing, I want you to type either yes or no to whether or not you've ever had your birth chart read. Your birth chart. So your actual astrology birth chart, okay? So yes if you have had it read, no if you haven't had it read. And here we are. And Allison, I'm seeing you in the chat box right now, which I'm so excited about. So Allison, we had a beautiful prayer for. after she had her surgery. Great. So just look at from all over the world from where we are, from Montreal and Santa Cruz and New York, LA, Colorado, Hawaii, Studio City, California, around the corner, Connecticut, New York, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jack, I love seeing you here always. LA, Milwaukee, Barcelona. Sabes que vivía en Valencia por un año. I've lived in Valencia in Spain for a while, so I love Spain. Okay, so many of you have and have not have your charts read. So I am going to read a few charts today for you all. And what we're going to do for those of you who either have or haven't had it is I'm going to show you a little bit of a different perspective on how this all works, because I'm going to bring up some guests, okay? So here's what I need from you if you're going to be the guest. I'll tell you in advance so you have a second to put it together while I give you a few things, okay? So number one is what you need is your birth day, full day and year, okay, is the first thing that's needed. And then the second thing that is optionally needed is your birth time. And when I say birth time, it's not like, my like almost birth time. It's like the exact birth time, okay? And if you don't have your exact birth time, don't guesstimate, just, we'll go without it. And if we go without it, then we'll be able to still see a handful of things. So I said Alonzo and several other people, and like Allison said that they didn't have their exact birth time. If you don't have your exact birth time, it's actually okay. It's actually okay. There's only just like 3 things that you can't see with your birth time. So don't feel like you can't get your chart read. And so the reason why I thought to do this today is because one of the things that I do every single year, I'm doing one tomorrow, is I get my birth chart read every single year. And I thought, okay, it's my birthday. And it's something, this is something that I do in my personal practice that gives me incredible joy and incredible, insight into my life. And so I wanted to show some of you who've never seen a birth chart, who've never done it before, how to do it. And at the end, I also have, I think many of you know this, I have an astrology course with an incredible Black female astrologer named Mecca Woods. And I'll put a link to that astrology course in the chat box for those of you who want to learn how to read your own charts, okay? So don't feel like you need to put all your birth info in the chat box. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? We're gonna play a little game, and if you answer the question to the game, I'm gonna bring you on camera, and we're gonna do this together, okay? So we're gonna do a little bit of Justin trivia, Kingdom trivia. And we'll see who gets the answers right. And if you get the answers right, then I will bring you up on the screen and we will do your birth chart. Now, let me give you a little bit of context about astrology first, okay? So I really want to give this space to you. One of the things that I hear so often, so often, is people say things like, I don't believe in astrology. They say it's about tarot cards or, all these different things. I don't believe, sorry if you guys see I'm dripping because my hair is dripping because I just conditioned it. So people say, I don't believe in it, and it's so fascinating when I hear that because it's like, it's not even really something to believe in or not to believe in. It's like Brenda always says to me, who you guys know, Brenda Villa, always says to me, you don't have to believe in a hammer to use it. It's just a tool, right? You don't have to believe in a car to use it. You just use it. It's just a tool. And so astrology, tarot cards, crystals, all these spiritual tools are exactly that. They're just tools. There's no like religion to follow. There's no like cult to get into. There's no conflictual things with your religious beliefs. In fact, one of the things that's really interesting that I always find so fascinating is in many religious communities, especially I grew up, in a Christian household and Catholic household. What a lot of people say is that, oh, hi, Madden and Malia. Hey, babies. My little nieces are here. Hi, babies. I love you. So, hi, Madden. So, one of the things about belief with Christian and Catholic and many other belief systems that people always say, I don't believe in that stuff, right? And I know you guys here at the Kingdom don't think that, but I want to offer this to you for anybody else in your family. In the Bible, they're using astrology all day, literally all day. Think about how many times they're following the stars, king star of this, and just so many moments that they're looking up at the stars for guidance, for what to do. The star rises, the Christmas star, when Jesus was born, all the different things that happen in the sky that guide them through it is literally a part of astrology. It's just not called that in the Bible because astrology got taken out of the Bible when it got colonized. But we won't even get into all of the stuff that got taken out of the Bible, to help start controlling things. But all of this stuff about the stars, astrology, is a part of tradition. And what's so fascinating, there we go, the Star of Bethlehem. And many of you know a lot of other examples of this, right? And crystals are also used all over the Bible, like all over. There's the birthstones, FYI, birthstones come from the Bible, from the plate that was on, I can't remember who it was, somebody's chest who was protecting Jesus, and he had all these stones in there for each month. And there's 12 disciples. Guess what the 12 disciples relate to? The 12 zodiac signs. It's like they're all literally, it's literally like a matchup, Christianity with astrology. And so are many other traditions and religions, which I won't go too deeply into. But one of the things that I wanted to say and name that is really important is all of these practices, astrology, tarot cards, crystals, honoring the earth, meditation, all these things, they come from indigenous people and people of color all throughout history. That's literally where these practices come from, like period, right? They all come from indigenous people and people of color. And what happened over time is a lot of these practices got demonized for control, colonized, corporatized, and then now sold back to us in this like kind of wellness spiritual industrial complex in a way that a lot of us feel like, ooh, that's not for us. And things are changing, and this is opening, and this is adjusting and changing in a lot of ways, right? And so the reason why I'm very happy that this is changing, but one of the things that's important that I find is especially when people of color, especially when indigenous people who have had these practices literally removed from their lives that are a part of our human history for longer than it has not been, it feels like we're coming back to our greatest power. It feels like we're coming back home to ourselves. And so it's not something that you have to believe in. It's not something that has to conflict with anything. What this is something that you can use as a tool. Just like if you were hanging up a picture frame, you would use a hammer. You wouldn't say, well, I don't believe in hammers, so let me not use it. You know what I mean? So if you've never had it before, you've never used it before, and I see you all loving this in the chat box, then we jump in, and feel free to share any other thoughts you all have here. Okay. Yeah. If you all want to geek out, I've actually started writing an article on this of all the spiritual things that got removed from the Bible, literally were in it and got removed during the turn of everything to kind of create control over certain communities. And so it's fascinating to watch, what's happened, including divination cards, tarot cards were in the Bible and used in the Bible. But now you can't find them, right? So it's really, really fascinating. So here we are. And I want you all to remember that as I have guests coming up and all of these different things, remember if you're new that one of the things we do in this community is if you hear me or someone else say something that makes you want to say like amen or yes or I love that, just throw your little amen hands up in the chat box, okay? And that's how we'll know we're exchanging energy. Okay, it's reading time. I'll probably have some time to do 3 of you, okay? So we're gonna do a little bit of trivia here. I'm gonna ask a few questions. And if you get the answer right, I'll pick the first person who gets the answer right, or somebody who gets the answer right, because the chat box moves so fast. And you'll come up and get a reading. And if you're not somebody who ends up doing the reading, don't worry. You can just literally jump into the program that I send you a link to at the end, okay? So here's how it's gonna work. The article's not done yet, y'all. I've been working on it. Yes, the article is not done yet. I've been working on it. So when it's done, you will all get it. So I'm gonna put a link in the chat box, and that link, if you click on it, is gonna invite you to come up on stage with me. Okay, up here in the kingdom. And when you open it though, you're gonna wanna close out your other kingdom browser window where you're watching and chatting, because there's a little delay and it'll create an echo. Okay, so if you come up, close out the other one, and then you just go back when you're done. Okay, does that make sense? So here is, everybody can compete in the trivia. Everybody can. Yes, Alex, you're allowed to. All right, Justin's birthday trivia. Question number 1. Who has been Justin's all-time favorite musical artist? If you get it right, you're gonna get a reading. If you get it right, you're gonna get a reading. There's a little delay, so in us. So the reason I'm like kind of doing this Jeopardy music is because there's a delay from when I see the chats come through. So here we go. Nope. Mary Teresa got it right first. Mary Teresa got it first. Okay, MT. Christina Aguilera. Mariah Carey's close. Mariah Carey is really number 1. I'll be honest with you, Anna, so you were right. But Christina Aguilera, who I like fangirled over for my whole life when I was younger. So, okay. Y'all getting to know me, though. Okay, so Mary Teresa. I'm putting the link in the chat box. Nobody else click it, okay? MT, here is your guest link. And Mary Teresa, I need you to have your birthday and your birth time ready, okay? So here is the link. And I will be seeing Mary Teresa join us in a second. And in a moment, I'm going to show you, and while we're doing that, actually, I'm going to show you how it is that you pull your birth chart. It's very, very, very simple. So hold on a second. I'm actually going to show you all how to do this so you can do it for yourself, but don't do it while we're doing this, because then you're going to miss the whole thing, right? Because it takes a second to learn how to do it right. Okay. Oh, here comes Mary Teresa. Okay. Great. Hold on, I'm just removing this person's birth chart info so you don't see everybody's business here. Okay. So here comes MT. I'm going to turn the music off so there's no echo. Mary Teresa! Hello. Okay, hold on. Let me add you up here with me on the screen, and I'll make sure that I can hear you. Hold on a second. Okay, can I hear you? I don't hear you, but let's see. Oh, I don't hear you at all. Can you unmute yourself? Is there a mute button? Oh no. I don't think your audio's connected or something. I don't hear you at all. Nope. Oh, now I do. Yeah? Yep, now I do. Okay. Perfect. Everybody say hi to Mary Teresa. Mary Teresa sent me the most beautiful surprise gift basket, which was really, Mary Teresa, you have no idea. It meant the world to me. So this is such a treat that I get to share this moment with you. So I am going to put this screen share up. So give me 1 second to get this right.
Oh no, now I can't hear you. Is it my fault or your fault?
Nope, thank you. That was me.
Okay.
So Mary Teresa, go ahead and mute yourself for just a second.
Okay.
Cool. And what I'm at right now, you all, is on astro.com. Okay, so astro.com is where you can pull your free chart. It's very easy. You go to free horoscopes, and then you go over to natal chart ascendant. Okay, natal chart ascendant. Oop, okay, hold on. Let me edit this person's birth chart. I tried to get that out of here. Okay, that was somebody else. So here is what I want you all to do, okay? Mary Teresa, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay.
All right, so Mary Teresa, what is your birthday?
September 7th. Oh, it's already in September. 1966.
And the exact time?
11:10 p.m. So 22.
Oh, PM.
22:10, yeah.
No, 23:10 if it's 11,
Oh,
right?
yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
23:10. And the reason why I like it is because then the very first minute that I was actually alive and breathing was 11:11.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, and where exactly?
Mountain View, California.
Okay, so this is how it works. It's very easy, you all, to look up. It's not the easiest to read.
Santa Clara County.
Santa Clara County. Wow, I didn't know there were so many languages.
There you go.
Boom. Okay, cool. So now we're getting Mary Teresa's birth chart. So can you all see this properly right now? Yeah, on the screen? Okay, great. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at this chart here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So it looks pretty crazy, right? For those of you who haven't seen this before. Mary Teresa, have you seen one of these before?
No.
You've never seen this before. Oh, how exciting. Okay, cool. So I'm going to write down a couple notes so we don't have to keep staring at this chart and we can look at each other. So give me, oh, Jesus, Lord. Okay, I keep pulling up all these things that you guys don't need to be seeing. Okay, so here we go. So I am going to write down a couple notes. So first things first is your sun sign, which I'll explain, is in Virgo. Your moon sign is in Gemini, and I'll show you all where I'm finding this. Your rising sign is in Gemini, and your midheaven is in Aquarius, and I'll talk about that later. Now, I'm going to show you all how I'm even getting to this, okay? So right here, if you can see where I'm looking, I'm not going to get you guys into this whole chart because this will confuse you right now. You can take the course for that. Your sun sign is right here, and this is the sun, the planet, and here is the sign that's correlated with it, Virgo. So Mary Teresa knows that she's a Virgo. Your sun sign is usually the sign that you know yourself to be, like people who are born in February or February and March are Pisces, people who are born in January, all that kind of stuff. Your moon sign is here, Gemini, and you can look at all the other planets, like Mercury is your planet of communication, which hers is in Virgo. Venus is your planet of love, which hers is in Leo. So there's all these different planets that you can look at. But the ones I'm going to look at today are Sun, Virgo, Moon, here, okay? Ascendant, which is another word for rising, which is here at the bottom, and MC, which stands for midheaven. And if you look at this chart, they all correlate over here to this chart as well. So I'll come back to this. But for now, I'm going to bring Mary Teresa back up on the screen. Hey, MT. And we are going to talk about your astrology for a moment. So I want to give everybody a quick rundown. And let me just make sure everybody can actually hear me okay. So I just want to make sure everybody's good. Yes, you guys are all good. Okay, cool. Okay, great. So everybody, I see your chats. I see Mary Teresa. I have a lot going on the screen, but I got you, okay? So here is the deal. I'm going to describe to you the different signs that I'm reading about so that everybody, if you even go look up your own birth chart, you know what they mean and you know what they're about. So first is your sun sign, okay? And your sun's, let me actually start here. I'll back up all the way. When you were born, the minute you were born, all of the planets, okay, the stars, were in a certain place in the sky at the minute you were born. And all of the planets and all of the stars, they move at a different rate, right? So some things take, like a year to move around the sun, for example, which is why, there's all these different things, how long things take to orbit. And so the point of this is the moment you were born, every planet was in a certain spot in the sky. And that spot in the sky is what creates your birth chart, where everything was the minute you were born. Does that make sense, everybody? Mm-hmm. Yes? Okay, cool. And so the reason I'm sharing that is that's how you get all these different signs where your sun is in Virgo and your moon is in this, because that's where they were the moment you were born. I know for some of you who know astrology well, this is like so 101, but I want to make sure everybody at all levels really gets this, okay? And Mary Teresa, if you have questions, you let me know, all right?
Okay.
So your sun sign is your personality. Everybody write that down in the chat box. Sun sign is your personality. This is your main sign that you know yourself to be. It's like the main sign that everybody talks about, and it's one of the most basic signs because it only changes every month. And so you don't need to know your birth time to know your sun sign. You just need to know the day because your sign doesn't change depending on the time. The sign just changes depending like every 30 days or so. Okay, so that's, the main birthstones and all that kind of stuff that we know ourselves to be. All right. Your moon sign is the you that you know yourself to be. It's the you that you know yourself to be. So everybody type that in. Moon sign is the you that you know yourself to be. I'm having you type it in so you can remember this, okay? And what that means is it's the inner you. It's the intimate you. It's the you that when you get really vulnerable, people know you to be. It's the you that maybe your partner knows you to be, but like that really, if you have a really close, intimate relationship with somebody, it's that version of you. Okay, so this is really big. Now, your rising sign, which is also called your ascendant, is beautiful because it's called ascendant or rising because as you become more integrated on your path to your purpose, you start to integrate more qualities of your rising sign into your life. So, in other words, you become more like your rising sign as you step more into your purpose. So what I like to say, if you can type in, is your rising sign is your becoming or the integration of your becoming. So you can type that in. Your rising sign, type it this way. Your rising sign is integration and becoming. And the reason why I'm saying that specifically this way is because it's not that, for example, Mary Teresa, her sun is in Virgo and her rising is in Gemini. But that doesn't mean she changes from being a Virgo to being a Gemini. It means that she integrates more Gemini-like qualities into her life, into her Virgo-ness, to become more aligned with her purpose, okay? And then your midheaven, which is the fourth thing that I'm reading today from the chart, your midheaven has to do with a lot of things, but one of my favorite things that your midheaven has to do with is your purpose, your divine life purpose. And so I'm just giving you all a little bit of magic. As you can tell, I'm kind of a closet, but not that closet. Astrology, tarot, everybody. People who know, right? And now you all know, right? And so now you know, okay? And so Mary Teresa, we're going to dig into this a little bit, and I want to make sure that you all understand that, right? Okay? So I'm going to tell you a few things about yourself. And the way that I like to think of astrology, right, is it's not like fortune telling. It can tell you things, but the way that I like to look at it is like getting the weather forecast. It's like telling you the conditions of your life, telling you the conditions that things are in. It's giving you the frame that everything's in so you can see kind of the energy that's getting infused into everything that you do. Okay, and this helps us know some of our blind spots, know some things that we can grow on, know some places that we can change and evolve. And as I bring up the next couple people, we won't go this slowly, but I just wanted to spend some real time here to make sure you all knew what we were doing. Okay, so here we go. Mary Teresa, your sun sign is in Virgo. So this is your personality and this is what you know yourself to be. Okay, and Virgo can be very thoughtful, very witty, which I actually didn't know that much about you, but has like a sense of wit, a sense of play and fun around that, and can be really multifaceted and communicative, like wants everything clear cut, but also is really meticulous, sometimes to a fault. And I know this about your meticulousness because Mary Teresa wrote to me months ago and said, Justin, I have been wanting to tell you this, but I didn't want to tell you this, but there are a few typos in this workbook and I need to help you fix them. And so this is a very Virgo thing, right? Like being able to see every detail. Now, every sign has light and shadow. So the light of this is, yes, attention to detail, focus, making sure everything is in place. I can be multifaceted. I can be very discerning. I can be very, very diligent. I can be very health conscious. Like really conscious about health. But then on the flip side of that, the shadow of it is it becomes almost obsessive with things. Can like want to gather too many things. Do you know what I mean? And want to like organize everything so meticulously, but then get so overwhelmed that you don't do it. Right? And like want to do all these different kinds of things in your life and then end up stopping because you didn't have it all planned out exactly as you wanted it to be planned out. And so these are some Virgo qualities because they end up overthinking everything so much instead of just jumping in because they want to have everything so planned out, but no plan is ever exempt from interacting with reality, right? So this is the Virgo, okay? And I'm just reading some of this. Okay, cool. So these are Virgo elements, and I love those of you who have things in your own charts. You can start to understand how this stuff weaves in. Now let's talk about your moon and your rising sign in Gemini. Now, as soon as I say Gemini, I think, see, this is your face. Everybody, when they hear the word Gemini has the worst reputation.
It's true.
Gemini has
My daughter's like, Mom, this is not good.
Gemini, hold on. Geminis have the worst reputation. But here's what you actually need to know. All of us, when you look at the birth chart, okay, this is actually really important. I'm going to put this back up on the screen for a second. So all of us are made of every sign and every planet. And so for people who only know their sun sign, they're like, ooh, I don't like Geminis. I don't like Virgos. I don't like Pisces. It's like, girl, just look at your Neptune. You're a Scorpio there. Just look at your this. You're a Pisces there. We all have all the signs in us. All of us have all of the signs in us. So if you're one of those people who say, I don't like this person, I don't like this person, all you're talking about is a part of your own self that you don't like. Because we all have all the signs in us. What your chart does is it shows different signs are accented for different people. And so it's saying, okay, you have all the signs, you have all the planets, but this one is accented a little bit more for this person, this one's accented a little more. So we all have that Gemini energy in us, you know? Now, the thing that's important to know, even though Gemini gets a bad rap and we all joke about Gemini all the time, is there are shadow sides of every sign and there are light sides of every sign. And so when you're the Gemini, we know to be also very communicative. So this matches up easily with your Virgo. So you're really clear with communication, written, verbal, talking. You love making sure everything is super spelled out. But the thing about Gemini that people might not know about the inner you is while the Virgo you wants to have everything planned out, there can sometimes feel like there's this conflict between like your inner soul standards and the way that you show up in your personality, because inside your own self, the way you know yourself to be is like very curious and like kind of wanting to change ideas all the time. Like, I want to do this and I want to try this and I want to try this. But then your personality stops you from trying all the things because you feel like if you don't have it all planned out, then you can't try it. Does this make sense? Is it resonating?
Yes.
Yeah?
And I feel like sometimes my spontaneous side does have these moments of glory where it takes over.
Great. And because that's the Gemini, that spontaneous, curious, social, multifaceted energy, right? And so this is the light side of it, and can also be like very persuasive and very analytical about things. But the shadow side of this, what we know Gemini to be, is while multifaceted can be good, exploratory can be good, being flaky and switching on people last minute with no understanding of why the hell you just switched is stressful for people. And this is the part of Gemini that we don't like. We say that they're double-faced. But the double face can be amazing when it's this multifaceted, really amazing way to look at things. And so the fact that you have Gemini in your rising and in your moon is really fascinating, because what that means is you're rising into actually just becoming more and showing the world more of who it is that you really are. That spontaneous, multifaceted side of you that you're growing into is as you integrate that with the positive planning side of Virgo, that positive being able to move through things, that will help you literally step forward into a new level of fun and play in your life in a way that you've never experienced before, and joy. Does this resonate right now, Mary Teresa?
Yes, so much. Yeah, I have little tears in my eyes.
So tell me what's coming up.
Well, when you kept saying multifaceted, it really makes me think of the diamond. Like it has all these different angles, and the way that you see it, it reflects the light differently. And that's how I see myself in many ways,
Yeah.
where it's just the way the light is shining through me at that particular time. And really, what I desire most to be is a reflection of the light
Beautiful.
in whatever way that looks.
That's beautiful. This is beautiful. And so I think just to give you all this clarity with Mary Teresa as we look at her sign. So she has this Virgo sun, Gemini moon, Gemini rising. Here she is, has to plan, meticulously coordinate everything, wants to be very detail oriented, but then there's a side of her that wants to go, ooh, let me try this, let me do this, I can do this, and I can also do this, and let me play and let me enjoy. And then it's this battle between the two, because one side is like, no, if you don't plan it all out, then it's never gonna work. And the other side is, but let's just try it and see what happens. And so do you see how as she's rising into more of who she is? Remember, when we're in the rising, we ignore the shadow qualities of Gemini, because as you're integrating, you're not integrating shadow, you're integrating the bright side, right? So we're integrating the Gemini in you, is you being able to see that there's a mix of planning and play that happens. And that actually gives you great joy. And that leads me to the final piece, which is about your purpose, your midheaven, which is in Aquarius, okay? Aquarius. And so Aquarius is innovative, unconventional, unpredictable, independent, very friendly, can be, really, it's actually really interesting, like can be really in their head, a lot. And it's funny because you got a lot of air. So your signs are air signs. Gemini and Aquarius are both air signs for you. And then obviously we have Virgo. Where did I put your thing? Yes, Virgo. I was like, for some reason I was confused. And so Virgo is earth. So you have this grounded earth thing, and then all this stuff happening in your head. And so what you have to remember is communication and relating to others is really important to you. And so is being able to experiment. And so when it deals with leaning into your purpose, what you have to remember is that you're going to feel most on purpose in your life when you can experiment and explore. When you can be doing something that feels new and a little bit different. You're not the kind of, let me just stay stuck in this rut kind of a person. That bores the hell out of you and sucks your soul, right? And so this is a really interesting thing, because your purpose has to do with being exploring, experimental. Your rising has to do with you being multifaceted. And then your Virgo personality that you came in with wants it all organized. And so I imagine there's a lot of conflict in that little body of yours.
What?
But now you see the gateway through. Now you see what you want to bring in more. Oh, when that's coming up, it's not to create conflict. It's to bring me more on my purpose.
Mm. And actually what came up for me in the 40-day to transformation program of doing this new thing that I've never done before. So it's very exciting. But then my Virgo is like, you can't do that fast.
Yeah.
You need to have it planned. You need to have all these things to make it work. And I decided to listen to my Gemini and just go for it and let it be about me showing up more than about what other people think of it or anything like that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Mary Teresa, thank you for letting us use you as our guinea pig today for reading. I'm so grateful. We're going to do two more. Charlene, super grateful to be here with you. And because some people are leaving, bye, Mary Teresa. Love you, girl. And so because, and you'll just go back to the original link to watch now from here. Okay? Cool. Awesome. So what will happen now is I'm going to do another trivia question. And I'll bring up another person, and we're going to move a little bit faster, and we'll do two more. We'll be off at, at the 15, 20, 30 minute mark or something like that, and stay as long as you can. Okay? Now, let me actually, because some of you I know are going to have to go, if you go to this link, justinmichaelwilliams.com/courses, and you scroll to the bottom for anybody who wants to know how to do this. I created this incredible online course called Astrology Made Easy. It came out a couple of years ago with a Black astrologer named Mecca Woods. Teaches you how to read your birth chart, and the coolest thing about it, is depending on what your signs are, it gives you specific rituals to do for every full moon, and to do other rituals that are specific to your birth chart. So you're not just doing these random things. And it talks about retrogrades and rituals to actually help incorporate astrology into your life. So I just want to make sure you all know about that, because I know several of you are newer to the community and didn't know about that coming out a couple years ago. So if you scroll to the bottom, you can see that, okay? And the next 40-day program is going to come in June or July. So stay tuned for that. So let us bring up the next person. So here's trivia question number 2. How many siblings does Justin have? Justin being me. How many siblings do I have? Does anybody know that? Mom, you're out of this one. And you don't have to have your exact birth time. I'll show you what happens if you don't have your birth time. The only thing we don't get is your midheaven and your rising, but we get everything else. So, we're waiting for this to come in. Nope. Mom, you can play, but you can't play this one. You can play the next one. Nope, you all are wrong. Janice got it. 4. Janice, you ready? Janice, if you'd like to come up, I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. So I have 4 siblings. Many of you think 2 because you always see my 2 sisters. My 2 sisters are who I grew up in my house with, but I have 2 brothers who have 2 different moms, which most of you all, some of you know and some of you don't know. So it's 4. So Janice, if you would like your birth chart read, come on up and click that link. Only Janice clicks that link, everybody. And Janice will be up here next. And in the meantime, while Janice is coming in, I just want to see if you all have any questions about astrology and about how all of this works. And I will answer them as needed. I know you guys are learning a little bit about me today. Oh, Janice doesn't want to come up. Okay, Janice doesn't want to come up. So if Janice doesn't want to come up, then the next person who said 4 was Maureen. Maureen, you can click that same link. Maureen, do you want to come up next? I know we're waiting. This is a little bit of a different kingdom. We have all the pauses and stuff like this. So we'll see if Maureen comes in. And if you have any questions about astrology, just feel free to type them in. This is good. So my sun, moon, and rising, so y'all can be all up in my business. I'm a Pisces sun, a Taurus moon, and an Aries rising. That's my chart. Okay? And yes, rising is the same as ascendant. And if you don't know your birth time, that's okay. Okay, so I'll show you how to get your chart, okay? I'll show you all how to get your chart. And as Maureen, you can click that link if you're coming in. And if Maureen doesn't click it soon, then we'll get Raylene up here. Or I'm just gonna get somebody else up here because y'all taking too long. Oh, here comes Maureen. Okay, perfect. Maureen! Hello, I'm gonna add you to the screen here. Hi, Maureen. How come I can't hear you? Oh, it says you muted yourself. Click unmute.
Okay.
There we go. Hi.
Hi, it's so nice to be here.
You too. Where are you in the world?
I'm in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Amazing. Well, it's beautiful to be here with you, Maureen. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And great job on getting the answer right.
It was a guess.
Yeah, well, great. It was a good guess. So let's get your, hold on one second. Let me just turn the music off. So let's get your birth chart in here. So for those of you who don't remember how I did this, this is what happens, okay? So I go to astro.com. Astro.com. There's a lot of places you can go. You go to free horoscopes, and then you scroll over to natal chart ascendant. And then once you have that, you'll put in your birth info, which right now I have Mary Teresa's in here, but we're going to switch this over to you, Maureen. So Maureen,
Okay.
what is your birthday?
March 15th, 1942.
Ah, you have a birthday coming up soon.
I do.
And what time, do you know?
I don't know the time.
Okay, great. So this is a perfect example of somebody who doesn't know the time. It's perfect. Because everybody doesn't. And where exactly were you born?
Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Lawrence, it's called?
Lawrence.
Yeah, okay. L-A-W or L-A-U?
L-A-W.
Oh, wait. Lawrence, Massachusetts. That's right? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, here we go. Okay, so here, Maureen, is your chart. So you'll notice a few things that we can't see here are your midheaven, we're not able to see, and we're not able to see your rising sign because of the birth time, and that's something that changes like very quickly throughout the day. But a lot of people think, oh, I can't get my chart read because I don't know my birth time, but there's still so much that you can learn and that you can know, okay? And there's a handful of things. I'm going to bring you back up on the screen, Maureen, but I'm going to take some quick notes really quick to see what becomes present. So let's get Mary Teresa's off here. So you're a Pisces sun. Your moon is also in Pisces. Oof, water. Okay?
Wow.
And then I'm going to read another one for you. Tell me an area of your life right now where you're feeling like you might need a little bit of extra guidance or support. What area of your own life are you feeling like you need some guidance in?
Oh my. I'm finding out who I am.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up. We're going to do. Okay, so because I'm 12 sometimes, I'm going to pull up Uranus, but I know that sounds weird to say. So that's the planet Uranus, which is why I'm giggling. So the planet Uranus, we're going to pull, which is for you in Taurus, okay? So your Uranus is in Taurus. So this is actually a really interesting thing to look at. And let me just pull this up for you all really quick if you want to take a screenshot of this. So this is from the Astrology Made Easy course. And we created these little charts for you. And this one says what all of the planets are for. Okay, so the 12 signs are 12 different forms of energy. And so your sun is your personality. Your moon is your inner self. Your Mercury is communication. Your Venus is your relationships. Mars is about your anger, your confidence, your drive. Jupiter is about your growth and beliefs and freedom. Saturn is about rules and integrity and accountability in your structure. Uranus, which is what we're pulling up today, is independence, change, instability, the unconventional part of your life, the unexpected, the innovative part of your life, which is why I wanted to pull that up. Neptune is about your dreams, your spiritual sense, and Pluto is about your power and control and some transformation, rebirth, fears. Maybe we could also look at a little bit of your Pluto as well. So, and your Pluto is in Leo. So, let's see. Uranus is in Taurus, and your Pluto is in Leo. Okay, so let us explore a little bit here. Oops. Sorry, you guys, you're seeing all my like back end of the screen, which is like a lot of stuff happening here. So, all right, Maureen. So if you have any questions, we'll jump in. But is this your first time ever having a chart read, or have you had anything read before?
My chart, yes, it's the first time.
First time? Oh, love having first timers. Okay, so this is going to be really cool. So we talk about your first two signs, and I'm just looking at your chart, is your sun and moon are both in Pisces. Now, the great news about this, okay, great news, is that there is actually a lot of alignment between who you feel yourself to be and who people see you as and who you show up as in the world. You seem to be somebody who kind of just like shows up as who they are. Does that resonate for you?
That seems pretty true.
Yeah, and I think people... Yeah, it's like you're authentic about yourself because there's not this deep conflict between this is who I really am and this is who I'm projecting myself to be. There seems to be this alignment there. But the side that can be a little tough because you got all this water energy going around is you are so emotional and you wear it on your sleeve. Is that true? Is it true? It's like you can't even hide it if you try, okay? And so, but you also have this very expressive, intuitive side of you that's really interested in spirituality and really interested in exploring in these different realms. So what's your spiritual practice and stuff like? What is that magical, mystical side of you like?
I'm kind of in the middle of transformation, I think. Mm-hmm. I actually, believe it or not, when I was younger, I was actually a nun.
Wow.
And so I have a very spiritual background.
Yeah, so there we go. This makes sense. Somebody who would have...
to move into it.
Yeah, in a new way, right? And so this is beautiful. And so this Pisces moon and sun, there's no surprise that you tell me that you were a nun, because it's just that spiritual realm, that spiritual higher consciousness realm. It's like what you're the most interested in. You know what I mean? It gives you the most life. It's where you feel the most connected. And we also have to be careful though, because there's vulnerability that you can sometimes just feel very, very vulnerable and very porous, but there's also a strength in your vulnerability that you know. And there's a way that you're able to be emotionally honest and emotionally expressive, and you can really empathize with other people. I think we can already feel that with you on the screen. Like I just feel your emotional presence here. And I would imagine that you're a pretty big nurturer. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have family or anything like that you like taking care of?
Yes, actually. Well, right now they're taking care of me, but I have two children, son and a daughter.
Great.
And 5 grandchildren.
Oh my gosh, you must be grandma of the year, okay? because with all this Pisces, you just can't help but love. You just can't help but love. So all that water. Now, let's talk about Uranus, or some people say Uranus because they don't want it to sound so weird, but I think you really do pronounce it Uranus. And so the thing about this planet is it's about your independence, your change, some instability, some unconventionalness, some unexpectedness, some innovation that's happening in your life. And this resonates a lot with everything that you just said, because you're like, I was a nun, I was doing this, and I'm trying to find this unconventional, free way to step in more fully into who it is that I really know myself to be. And this planet for you, it's really fascinating, is in Taurus. And so Taurus, this is actually really interesting. Now it's all kind of downloading for me right now. So Taurus is an earth sign. And Taurus is really specifically about groundedness, about action, but like productivity in a practical way. Can be very creative, but also wants to be super stable and solid. Is very value driven. And so the reason why this has to do with the innovativeness and the way that you're rebirthing yourself is, don't think that you have to have this dramatic, crazy, woo rebirth of yourself. You're having a rebirth because you want to know how to ground this spiritual elements into the physical world. How does this all actually show up and matter in life? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So, because there's so much talk about spirituality, there's so many laws and rules and all these different things that we have to think about. But how does this actually apply on the physical plane, on this domain, in our lives, in our bodies? How is this showing up? And this needs to be the anchor of this transformation for you. That's the constant question that you want to be asking yourself. How is this showing up? And if it's not showing that it shows up, it's not a part of your journey for this next part of it, because that's kind of your filter. Is this making sense? Does this resonate with where you've been?
It's resonating very much where I am right now. I find that so many different things have happened in my life recently that I'm looking to see what my purpose is. Why am I here?
This is beautiful. And so this is what but this is what I want you to know. It's right now for you, it's about this sense of integration. It's this sense of integrating all the spiritual things you know and all the things that happen on this earthly plane. And so be patient, stay determined, make sure everything that you're transitioning to is aligned with your values, not someone else's. And you just have to focus on how does this new element of myself actually tangibly show up in the world, not just in my head.
Right.
Okay. Now let's talk about this last element that I pulled up for you, which was Pluto. And Pluto's really interesting because Pluto is a planet that is really specifically about power, control, sometimes our subconscious fears, transformation, and rebirth. And Leo, did I say Leo? Yeah, Leo is bold and playful and creative and romantic and unique and confident and passionate. And so there's this element that really wants to be a part of your rebirthing cycle. And that's the part that I'm feeling probably feels kind of exciting to you.
Yeah.
Yeah? And so what you want to make sure is, even though you want it to be grounded and clear and you want it to be very spiritual, don't make it so damn serious.
Oh, that's so true.
Okay? Like, finding your purpose doesn't have to be this soul-sucking, like, dramatic, somber thing. Like, a part of this for you is this playful, fun boldness. And there's a part of that that you've been afraid of for most of your life that's wanting to come through.
That's so true. As a matter of fact, my primary care doctor had said to me, I had just had some health issues, and he said to me, I want you to forget everything to get well. Just never mind anything else. Just concentrate on getting well. And part of that is trying to find a way to be playful and happy and enjoy life.
Yeah, that's it. So you got it. You have all the tools. And so this reminds us of these signs that we need to move forward in our life and move forward in the universe. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Thank you so much. This was
amazing.
wonderful.
Any questions?
I just have to be determined to go forward.
Yes, you got it. Much love, Maureen. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you, Justin.
I'm so grateful.
Thank you so
Good to
much.
meet you. Yes, bye. You can click back now to the thing to watch, okay? And to the other thing.
Thank
All
you.
right. Okay, so I just saw in the chat box, somebody said that we are nominating Candida to come up. So I'm going to take that nomination because I listen to the community here. And Candida, here's your link. Coming right up. And this will be the last one that we do. I see that we lost a lot of people today. I'm watching how many people are here live. We've lost a handful of people today. Not that many, but more than normal. So hopefully those of you who are here are enjoying this. I hope this doesn't feel like a waste of your time. So Candida, click the link. And this will be our last one. Candida, did you click the link? So once she clicks the link, we'll welcome Candida in. And we will be off to the races. So in the meantime, I just want to see if any of you have any questions, because this is going to be the last one that we do. So somebody asked in here, is there a way that you can find your birth time? Oh, thank you. Alex is in here. Thank you, Alex. Yes, your birth certificate. Is Candida going to come in? Candida, we're waiting for you. Aren't there hundreds of thousands of babies born on the same day? Yes. Yes, of course there is. But the location of where you're born and the time that you're born makes an impact on your chart. Okay? Y'all, I don't know if Candida's gonna make it. Yeah, Alex be holding it down, y'all. Okay. Well, in the meantime, we're gonna give Candida a few moments to try to come in. And in the meantime, what I want to tell you all is a couple of things. I want you to take a moment today or tomorrow to look up your own birth chart. It's very easy to look at and very easy to do. There's a lot that we can get into, and one of the things that I'll show you, I wasn't planning on doing this, but let me just show you what the astrology program with Mecca is all about, because I think you all will kind of geek out on this a little bit. So I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. So we currently have 528 people in this program, and it's really cheap. It's like, what is it? It's like $25 or something like that. Let me see. Yeah, it's $15 if you need a reduced price, $35 recommended, and $45 if you want to bring a friend to do it with you, the pay it forward price. So you guys can even partner up and do it together if you want. And here is what I'm going to show you. So this is the course. It's called Astrology Made Easy, Discover Your Life's Purpose with Mecca Woods. This is me and Mecca right here. And what it does is it takes you through all the elements, the signs, and the planets, all of the houses and the aspects, and it's all audio. They're not super long. They're like 20 minutes long. We created a fun one called How Rihanna Will Help You Read Your Birth Chart, which you will love, and then how to find your own birth chart. And then what's so cool is we talk to you about looking at your birth chart. How do you define your purpose and calling, and how does purpose even show up in your chart? And this has to do with the midheaven. And then based on your midheaven, we do a midheaven breakdown for each and every zodiac sign. Then we talk about how your 10th house impacts your purpose. And then we talk about rituals and how to do new moon and full moon rituals depending on what house the moons fall in your own chart. So every time there's a new moon and a full moon, you don't have to just do like the random thing that everybody else is doing. You can do it as it relates specifically to yours. And then we talk about eclipses, retrogrades, Saturn return, and how to move forward. It's the coolest course. Mecca is amazing. And if you all want to get on it, it's just theastrologycourse.com, which is amazing. And then down at the bottom, there's the 3 different price points that you can join in on. So I'm trying to kind of stall to save some space for Candida, but I don't see her coming in, so I'm really sad. So I think we'll just wrap up because it's late anyway. And let's see. She said it's not connecting. Oh no. All right. Well, Candida, we will have to have some time to do this together at some point. Oh, I have an idea. Candida, we'll close like this. Send me your birthday and time, if you have it, right here in the chat box. And then we'll just go from there, even though we'd love to meet you. Send me your birth date and time in the chat box. And this will be the last thing, and then we'll close. I know, I wanted to see you too, Candida. I'm very sad about this. So last thing, because y'all keep asking, here's how, yeah, Alonzo is here. Here is how you find your, so normally your ascendant and your midheaven are down here at the bottom, but because Maureen didn't have her birth time, she couldn't see her. So you need your birth time to be able to see your midheaven and your rising sign. All right, let's see if, all right. For some reason, Candida stuff isn't coming through you all. So we're gonna end here. And as we close, I wanna just actually bring us into a short guided practice together, okay? So go ahead and place your hands over your heart. Take a deep, full breath in and a deep breath out. Again, a deep breath in and a deep breath out. and ask yourself, what is one thing that you learned today in this session? One thing that you learned in today's session of the kingdom. And then open your eyes and type that one thing into the chat box. And once you do that, we will have all these golden nuggets. And Candida, I know we really wanted you to get in and also really wanted you to meet you and to see you and to put it on, but I think we're going to go ahead and end it, and we'll do something. We'll figure out how to get you up here next time. So type in your golden nuggets in the chat box. We're going to go ahead and end. It just seems like it's not working out for some reason, so I'm just going to trust that. Great. Parts of the signs are in all of us. How to be vulnerable. Astrology tools were part of the Bible. More clarity, more purpose. Reconnected to who I am. Connection. There we go. We contain it all. About your midheaven. I am who I think I am. To incorporate more playfulness in your life. And it's not bad to have Gemini in you, because we all do. Great. So I love you all so much. Here's the link to the course if you want to sign up. It's on your own time. It's self-paced. You take it whenever you want. Somebody just asked that, so here it is, Femia. And I love you all so much. As we go off into this week, and I come back to you next week in my Jesus year, 33, I just want to thank you all so much for being a part of this incredible community. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. And I love you all very much. And thank you for being a part of this experimental session of the kingdom with me. Next week, we'll be back with something a little bit different. Love you so much. May you be happy. May you be free. May you always find peace. And may you remember that we rise together. Mwah. Bye for now. I love you all. Oh, I almost forgot to end with a prayer. God, Spirit, Universe, all that is, all that has been, all that ever will be, we thank you. Thank you for bringing this bustling community together. May we be able to be together in person one day soon. And may everybody and their families be safe and well. And may we remember the gratitude and the gift that is this life. So it is. Ashe, Aho, Salam. Amen, Shalom, Satnam, Om, Awen. Thank you. Bye, Kingdom. I love you. And for those of you who are coming to Esalen for the retreat at the end of March, I'm so excited to meet you. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, we're doing an in-person, socially distanced outdoor retreat in Big Sur at the end of March. If you want to learn about that, you can just go to the Esalen website, esalen.com, and you'll see more about that. Love you all. Mwah.